Hey my beautiful Aries peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your mid-November 2022 read. It's going to be very short and sweet because I don't have a lot of time here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin and let's see what's going on here for the Aries. Let's get a short and sweet message here for the zodiac sign of Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding mid-November 2022. We're going to start here with the overall energy for you, which is going to be the 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands showing up here for you typically is a card that represents that you could be feeling quite burdened at this time. 10 of Wands usually realizes or recognizes, that you're in a place where it's just a lot, a lot's happening, a lot's going on. So you could find yourself in the second half of November here feeling kind of stressed out, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, just feeling like there's a lot on your plate. Having a look though into the current situation for mid-November, we do have the Ace of Wands. We also have here the Nine of Cups, and then we have here the Three of Swords. I would be careful with partying a little bit too much. Not saying that that's what, every Aries here is doing, but if you are an Aries and you're frequently attending parties or you're around a lot of people that are heavy drinkers, even if you're not necessarily a heavy drinker yourself, your environment sometimes can have a role to influence you in a certain way. So I would just be mindful for any Aries who needs to hear that message. Try to stay away from alcohol. It's not that you can't partake, but, limit yourself. Don't binge. I feel that if you do get in a period of time where you're binging, it's going to create situations that are not going to be good. Probably it's going to create situations that are heavy. Maybe you get caught into a fight with someone that you care about. Situation gets very heavy, or an overwhelming amount of things start to happen because it feels to me like maybe the people you're associating with are probably not the greatest individuals, or their bad side kind of comes out when they're under the influence. Something like that is what I'm picking up on. So just be mindful of alcohol, okay? Be mindful of not overdoing it, not binging, not indulging, okay? A little bit too much. So I would say just be mindful of that for the second half of November. Regardless though, Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups, Three of Swords. Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers real quick, okay? I want to take a look here at the Three of Swords. Clarifying the Three of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have here the Six of Swords as well. So Three of Swords being clarified by these two cards. The Three of Swords typically resonates the card of pain. It could represent the card of separation or the card of heartbreak. And with the Queen of Swords here to the Six of Swords, it's kind of like you're being called here to remove yourself from some sort of painful situation. I'm hearing enough is enough. You have put up with a painful situation for quite some time, but it seems to me like your guides are saying this is the time to pull out. So for any Aries that have been dealing with a really painful situation for a long time, don't tolerate it anymore. This is the time in mid-November to pull out of it. Maybe you've been dealing with a person romantically that maybe they've been very on and off with you, maybe they've been toxic, and then suddenly they're kind. You could be dealing with a manipulative person or a person who gaslights. If you're connecting with someone that's constantly hurting you and you're starting to see that become a pattern, this is the time to pull out of that. So it doesn't matter if it's a person that you're dealing with in love or if it's a person that you're dealing with in business, so on and so forth. If there's a painful situation that's becoming a pattern in your life, mid-November is going to be the time to pull on out of there and to do something different. It's time to move into a new direction, okay? Let's clarify the Nine of Cups. Clarifying the Nine of Cups, we have here the Ten of Pentacles, and we have here the Page of Wands. It's a good time to let loose in mid-November. It's a good time to definitely tap into your inner child and have more fun. Definitely make sure in mid-November that you're not allowing yourself to continuously be around stressful situations. That kind of goes back here to the Ten of Wands. When I previously talked about the Ten of Wands being the overall energy of your read, I was telling you that this second half of the month could be a bit of an overwhelming time. There might be a lot going on. There might be a lot happening. There might be a lot on your plate. So definitely be mindful here with the Nine of Cups here clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and Page of Wands. Be mindful at this time to do things that are fun. Take a break from all the stress that you have, from all the serious energy you might be dealing with, and just make sure you're allowing yourself here to have fun, okay? Clarifying the Ace of Wands, what do we have? We have here the Five of Cups, and we have here the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, Ace of Wands is kind of giving me the same vibe that the Three of Swords was giving me. It's time to pull out of something. Knight of Wands, it's time to move into something that's stable and something that's healthy, especially if you've been involved in a situation that's very unstable, okay? So for any Aries that have been dealing with instability in their love life, instability with the quality of friends that they have, instability within the workplace, it's a good time right now to get around something that's very grounding, very stable, and isn't very up and down and all around town, okay? So I definitely get the main message here. For your short and sweet message, Aries, the main message I get for you is that this is going to be a month that can be pretty stressful. It feels like you're dealing with a very painful situation, and that pain's starting to become a pattern. There's something here that's constantly happening, and it leads to a certain level of disappointment. And, the universe says you don't have to put up with this anymore. You don't have to tolerate this anymore. It's time to pull out. You should focus on letting loose a little more and having fun and getting into more lighthearted energies and kind of move away from all the heavy shit that you've been enduring. Because universe says you don't have to endure all this heavy energy. You don't have to have these burdens on your shoulders. If you're noticing the pattern of something or someone constantly invoking pain in your life, you can choose to pull on out of there and you can move into a more lighthearted energy. So it would be a good time here to pull out of toxic situations or anything that's just genuinely not serving you in mid-November, and to focus on tapping into your inner child, having more fun, and doing things that are genuinely enjoyable that can really help reduce stress, since you seem to be experiencing a lot of stress here at this time. Okay, so take it if it resonates, of course, leave it if it doesn't. What's going to be the overall outcome though for Aries here regarding their mid-November 2022? What's going to be the overall outcome here for the zodiac sign of Aries? And what do we have? We have here the Four of Wands. Good. This is what I like to see, because Four of Wands over here. Now this is a card of stability. It's a card here of getting into a good place, getting into a place where you're comfortable, getting into a place where you genuinely feel good. So it's a great time here to move your environment. It's a time to switch up your environment and to move into something that's more stable, more healthy, and consistent overall. Like I mentioned, if you were dealing with a person in love and romance that's constantly in and out, maybe they constantly hurt you with the words they say, maybe you're connecting with somebody who's manipulative, it'd be a good time to pull out of that toxic relationship and surround yourself more with your friends and family. Start hanging out with your friends again and be more involved with the people in your life that are genuinely going to treat you well and that are stable and that are healthy for you. Maybe you've been dealing with a really intense work environment. Maybe it's time to pull out of that job and find yourself a job where, the staff overall respects you. So I think that whatever right now in your life has been a constant trigger of pain, it's time to pull out of that, and it's time to move towards what you know is healthy for you, positive for you, and is going to keep you in an overall good energy and good vibration. Okay, let's move ourselves out of this 10 of Wands and let's move right into the 4 of Wands, and we'll be looking at a fantastic rest of your mid-November 2022. All right, Aries, that was your very short but sweet message. If it did resonate to you, I'm more than happy to hear that. And hopefully that, with this message coming into play here, we can shift from that 10 to the 4 of Wands, okay? Because the 4 of Wands, that's the goal we want to get to, right? So if you do end up finding yourself in situations like this, remember, universe says you don't got to tolerate it anymore. Like, you can choose to pull out here, and you definitely can. And if you do so, I think you're going to expect very great results, okay? All right, Aries, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your month, and I'll see you all in December. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.